Hope fam, welcome back to the program. We got something really fun today. Just another episode of just setting up some mics, putting on the cameras, and just going. Today I got my buddy Larry Baptiste. He actually just started his own podcast, Explore the Meeting. Go check it out. It's on Spotify right now. I'll put a link below in the description, or I'll put one up here or there. I think it's here. Still new to this whole thing right here, but okay. Hey, like, share, subscribe. Guys, we're really asking for help. We plan on doing mission trips. We need new equipment so we can do mobile podcasting, maybe some live streams. It's hard getting my computer around, so we're trying to get better laptops and stuff like that. We're also planning probably 3 or 4 mission trips to the Philadelphia area. Guys, Philadelphia is the birthplace of our nation, but we just see the crime rate soaring. We see an epidemic of fentanyl and heroin and the stuff called tranq, which is tranquilizer and fentanyl mixed together. We really just want to minister to that area, not even just the Philly area, the Delaware Valley area, but also what we're doing down here in Tampa. We want to set up meals and get clothing for people who are down here and are affected by homelessness and addiction. And we also want to offer counseling to them. So guys, we need your help to pour into this ministry. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, tax deductible ministry. We have links in the description below where how you can donate and all that fun stuff right there. So we just want to thank you for those who have donated and just to keep this thing going and make it grow, because we are growing and it's a beautiful thing to see. So hey, without further ado, just another episode of Chatting. Enjoy.
That's cool.
Just for this to get
Right,
tea
man.
prepared.
Yeah.
My God.
So-
Hope.
I
Hope
told you.
for tomorrow. Hey,
If someone shut me out because I disagreed, I wouldn't be here.
But he said, I've learned the secret of being what? Of being content. Where? In one situation? In only in 2023? No, that's not what it says, right? It says in any and every.
We couldn't be farther from normal people.
God is my everything.
What's the word?
Hey, how you doing?
Hope fam, welcome back to the program. I got my guy Larry Baptiste.
What's good, everybody? My name is Larry, and I am very, very excited to be here with you, Frank.
Hey man, he's gonna be a very familiar face onto the channel.
I hope so. Depending if y'all like me, I'm not sure yet.
Oh no, we had to kick Pastor T out, so now we
Yeah.
got what's the word, Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop. That's a nickname that T gave me. I don't know when that first started actually, but he just started calling me Bishop. Maybe after the first values meeting. I'm not sure.
You know, he really gets trends. He's a trendsetter.
He is a trendsetter.
He's a trendsetter because now look, we're still not using the mic stands. I don't know if this episode will come out before the one we just did, but he gave me a hard time for not having mic stands.
You know, he's a trendsetter, and I don't know if he actually knows it. I think he's just being himself.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
like he is just being his authentic, crazy
But
self.
when you're in tune with that spirit,
Yeah,
you think he's crazy, but he's really like my guy gets down on
he has a plan.
when I saw T, we love you, Pastor T, man, for real, love you, bro.
T is a great man. T's a
We were setting up baptisms,
mm-hmm,
and I look over, and he's face down on the floor,
mm-hmm,
praying over the baptism pool, and I'd never seen anyone on their face before. I was like, wow,
mm,
wow, that's a guy who cares.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's I've never seen that before. I've never seen him do that before.
No, I looked over, I was like, wow, and then he walked around, was praying over everything.
Mhm. The church I grew up in, back in home in Miami, I saw that a lot, where people would be laying out on the floor. But I haven't seen it in quite a while.
Yeah, I was doing it before. I don't know, man. I put on my Chandler Moore worship medley, and I just went
That
down.
Maverick
dude.
City.
I didn't even like that when that spirit's moving, bro. You just go. You
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah, yeah. Something about being obedient and just going with what you know he's asking you to do. And a lot of times he's just asking you to pray.
Yeah.
He's asking you to pray. There have been so many times where God wants to do something, but he's like, I need you to pray for it first. I need you to pray,
Or if you ask,
you know?
it will be given.
I'll tell you this one thing. There was one point where I was actually frustrated with my prayer life because I felt like God was challenging me with what I was telling him. Because for a while, I was going through the motions, like, you know, God forgive me for my sins and God help me, you know, stay safe during the day.
Safe
And
prayers.
safe prayers.
Yeah.
And one day I felt like the Holy Spirit was like, why? God forgive me of my sins. Why? Why are you asking me this? Why are you asking me for something that I've already done? I forgave you of your sins when I went to the cross. Why are you asking me this right now? Like and it wasn't. I know that it wasn't Satan trying to get me to stop praying. It was the Holy Spirit challenging me to go deeper into prayer.
Into prayer, yeah.
And I remember I brought my frustration. This was a long time ago. I brought it to Pastor Ralph. And he was like, you got to go back. Sometimes you have to just go back to the basics. And so for a while, I would get on my knees and I would just say, Lord, teach me how to pray. Teach me how to just talk to you, right? Because you think, you know, I've been a Christian for a while and you think, oh, I got this down.
Yeah.
And the Holy Spirit's like, no.
Well, that's when it becomes religion.
Mm-hmm. That's when you become the older brother.
Yeah. Yeah. One big episode that I love to do, that I loved doing, was it's a relationship, not a religion. And when we're just like, yes, God, Hail Mary, protect me, and there's nothing, and there's no substance in that. But when you're going in and praying daily to God, talking to him, my kids think I'm crazy sometimes because we'll be driving somewhere and I'm just talking. But I'm also showing them that it's about the relationship. I'm talking to God right now. You know, it doesn't always have to be when we're in desperate situations either. I talk to him whenever.
I don't know who said it, but there's this quote that says, I never pray more than 20 minutes, but I also never go more than 20 minutes without praying.
That's
so
good.
There's that constant conversation.
There's a Bible plan on YouVersion app called Dangerous Prayers by Craig Rochelle. It's really good. I did it twice, I think. Check that out. We could put a link in the description below too. But I think Mark and I were doing it first. Mark and I did it in preparation for the prayer episode that we did last year. Yo, can I just say too? We're 1 year and 1 month.
Hey, today, come
I
on.
think on the podcast. I think it's today. Maybe been 22nd. Maybe.
So this is the official
I never did a year anniversary like
HFT anniversary celebration.
Yeah,
right
got
here.
Leary on. And
So
yo,
let's give it up, man. You've been doing this for over a year now.
over a year, bro. It's been fun, man. We're in like
Has it been
13 different countries.
a blur, or can you pinpoint, like, what would you say is like the 2 or 3 biggest highlights out of that 1 year?
Me, it's seeing the different countries that are tuning in. Like, wow. Wow. Especially countries where Christianity is like persecuted. If I ever seen China and everything, I would lose my mind. I'm not even kidding, man. I would lose my mind because that's what I've been praying on. Hey, y'all, if you know anyone in China, share this to them.
Send the link.
Please. Oh,
Send
man.
the link.
You remember JC Diaz?
Yes.
He was telling me about he went to he preached in China, and it was an underground church.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Frank, I have to go through like alleyways and da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, that is so cool, but terrifying at the same time. Like, I want to get him on the show and talk about that, just that experience alone.
Imagine how bold you have to be to know what your country's laws and religious expectations are, and still say, "But as for me and my house,"
You know what's really sad though?
yeah,
Pretty much every Bible printed in America is printed in China, but they can't read it.
that's wild.
Look at, I got probably like 10 Bibles in my house.
Mm-hmm.
We could look at all of them right now and it'll say printed in China.
But they themselves don't.
I think they have like a state sponsored Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about religions like individualism,
Mm-hmm.
but them communist countries, it's not about, I don't know if I keep, yeah, sorry. I don't like, it's not about you. It's about the state itself. It's sad, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. But Leary,
Yes, sir.
you have been picking my brain about this whole podcasting thing.
I have. I've been picking your brain. I've been bit by the, I don't know if it's a podcasting bug or just the Holy Spirit, but a while ago, I was reading through Proverbs chapter 1, and I believe in verse 4 or verse 5. It says to explore the meaning of the verses and to like gain the wisdom from it. And when I read that verse, explore the meaning, my brain like exploded. And I came up with an idea. What if I began a podcast and I call it Explore the Meaning? And so that was a while ago, and I sat on it. I'm not gonna lie, I punked out so many times.
I know.
Let me tell you.
Because we hope for tomorrow, lended him a couple microphones. And I've always wanted to be like, yo, man, what's going on, bro? You going to do anything with it? But also, like, I don't know. Me, like, if the spirit is going to move, he's going to move.
Yeah.
You know, and pressuring someone to do something. But also, people need that push.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad Pastor T, or no,
Pastor T.
honestly, it was Antonio. It was both of them.
It was both of them.
I've been trying to get Antonio on the show too.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Oh, he would be amazing.
oh yeah,
He would be amazing.
I'm the push for both of us. One for me to get back into it, because guys, I've been on a lull. If I'm not feeling it, I don't want to put content out there that
It's just,
if I'm not all in,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
yeah.
Straight up. I said it before on the show. If I'm not all in, I'm not going to do it. I apologize to the people that are waiting for stuff, but I'd rather put out good content than, and that's probably the same for you, man.
Yeah, because I want to give what's truly, on my heart and not just post a show just to post a show,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been lovingly pushed by Pastor Terrence. So I'm here because once again, Terrence will get in your face, bro. Terrence will get in your face and challenge you.
Can I tell you,
Please.
So, oh my goodness, bro. He was doing.
Oh God, what did he do? What did he do?
So for Dream Center camp, he was doing. He's trying to push buttons. He's like, because he's teaching kids about how they should react during confrontation and stuff, and asking the right questions. So then he said something to some girl, and I started laughing. He's like, you don't know the real me, do you? And I just started cracking up because she's like, you wouldn't ask me that. And he's like, you don't know me, do you? And I just started laughing. And he's like, Frank, what you laughing at? Or he called me out. And I'm like, dude, how would you do that? Because it was mean, man. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. Why are you doing that to me?
Oh,
He's good at that, though.
he's
But-
good.
He's good at getting you to do your best because he sees it in you.
Yeah. Let me tell you a quote that he told me that I pray I never forget. I need to make a poster out of it and laminate it. He and I were talking, and I was telling him, my passions for speaking and all those things, and how fear is really the main reason why I'm not fully into what God wants me to do. And he said, son, if you really want God to use you, you have to take the brakes and throw them out the car. You have to stop trying to stop every time God tells you something. And stop saying, oh, but wait, oh, but why, oh, but take those brakes
Just do
and throw them out of the car.
Yeah.
And the only thing you have is the gas pedal, because if God is telling you to do it, then he is going to see you through it. And I'll never forget that. Take the brakes and throw them out the car.
Hear that, people?
I pray I never forget that.
Dude, that's good.
Yeah.
One thing I can suggest, and I wish I would have done it,
Mm-hmm.
is recording like a bank of episodes first,
Mm-hmm.
and then doing them like weekly or bi-weekly or whatever. But at least you have set. So like if something happens,
Mm-hmm.
you can have that, which is sort of what I'm thinking about doing with like the ones I'm recording now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have one that I'm editing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can hold on to that for a while, and then
Mhm.
maybe this one I can do, hold on for a while too. I'm also, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot going on
Mm-hmm.
in the Frank world right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on, and
Behind the lens.
oh man, if you only knew. I can't disclose too much on camera, but dude, if you only, because there's still there's so much going on to where like I need like pastoral counseling and
Mm-hmm.
like just to a wise man seeks counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're out there and you're just struggling with like what to do next, ministry wise, anything in life, like you need to seek wise counsel.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that before. So like what kind of content would you want to come out with, or it looks like you got something for me, man. What you pulling out?
I was pulling up Psalms 1 because you talked about wise counsel, and it made me think of Psalms 1.
I think we just posted that episode on. Hey guys, we're also. I started uploading on Rumble and all that stuff, so like and subscribe and all that fun stuff there.
But it says, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scoffers, but in his delight is the law of the Lord, and he meditates it day and night. He meditates on it day and night. And that verse talks about like the need for wise counsel and to stay away from ungodly counsel, which is what we all need. We all need wise counsel,
The world would be a completely different place if we just talked to someone, but not even like talk to someone and listen to them, but respected that counsel.
Mm-hmm.
It's about that. It's about the respect. Because I know when I go to like Pastor Dwayne,
Mm-hmm.
and I talk to him about like what's on my chest, like he'll lay it out straight for me. He'll be like, "Yo, that's a great idea," or he'll be like, "You should pray on that for a little bit,"
Mm-hmm.
And another good thing about going to somebody is knowing that you can't do it on your own. Because think about that. There's a lot of people that feel like they're alone, especially in the church, man. Like you're not. You have if you're in the right church, you got the community around you. They're gonna plant you somewhere good. Actually, what's that verse? 3. He shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water that brings forth fruit in its season, whose leaf shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper.
Whatever he does shall prosper.
Boom, people.
That's the verse that keeps pushing me to not completely give up or back down from wanting to do, these podcasts and wanting to be a creative. He says, whatever you do will prosper. And I hold on to that verse a lot.
That's
I
good.
really, really do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because seriously, man, like if you're going into it with the hopes of becoming viral,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10 ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
We go into the hopes of it of just reaching one person, and it's grown a lot since then. Just one person. If I get one view, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Or like one subscriber. If I get one, I'm like, yeah, praise God, here we go. We're gonna conquer the world. Let's go. Let's do it.
You know, I think my Pastor T asked me, you know, what was when we were with him at Antonio's house, and he was asking me about, you know, what's that feeling that you get when you read the Bible in your daily devotions and you come across something that sticks out to you and that you want to get it out and say it. He asked me, what does that feel like to you? And it feels like that verse in Jeremiah where it says it's like fire in my bones, you know? So if I were to think of a reason of why I want to jump into the podcasting world, it's simply just to get out, you know, all of these wonderful things that come from God's word. I want to get it out of me and get it out so that someone can hear it, you know? So yeah, that would be my reason.
Bro, straight up, we're gonna support you.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, man. We'll put links in the description below whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you got stuff.
Bro.
Yo, he's gonna come over. He's gonna come over, and we're gonna show him the ropes of.
Yeah.
You're going more audio. You're leading on audio. Then
Eventually I do want to do audio and visual, but right now, yeah, I want to
yeah,
start with audio.
Yeah.
And just get that. I remember when you gave me the mic, and I went in my house and I tried to set it up, and it was not, bro. I called. I was like, "Just say what happened here." So yeah, I definitely want to get that down and figure out how to use the equipment and whatnot, and then go from there.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
So Larry, man, we got you on the show.
Yes, sir.
Guys, he's gonna be a familiar face. I'm gonna be going, what's the word, Bishop, to him. Tell me about yourself, man. Like, where you hail from? You native Floridian, you know?
I am a
What's your
native
background,
Floridian. I've been in Florida my whole life. I'm from Liberty City, Miami, Florida.
Like the video game?
Yes, like the video game.
Okay.
Like the Grand Theft Auto video game, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, whoa, man, GTA now.
That's funny that even I caught on to that because I'm not a big video game person.
Yeah.
I don't have a game console, so but that's funny that even I
I
caught
used to
on to
be, yeah.
that. Yeah, my wife has an old PlayStation, but for the life of us, neither of us can figure out how to hook it up. Something.
That's probably a good thing.
When we turn on the television, we try to connect it, it doesn't connect, and it's been sitting underneath our TV stand collecting dust.
I've been wanting to get
So-
an N64 for the kids. That or a GameCube. Because there's no internet involved. You just plug and
Oh,
play,
that's
man.
cool.
You just go, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm from Miami. I don't know. What do you want to know? I came down to Tampa in 2008. When I went to college. I went to Florida School of the Arts in Palaca, Florida, and I studied performing arts there. And I majored in dance. And I moved down to Tampa because I got a job as a professional dancer for Busch Gardens.
Oh, sweet.
And I danced in their show, Katanga. And it was about this African jungle and all those things. And it went well. I loved that. I spent a year there, and I had a really bad injury in my back, and I had to get surgery.
Oh, no.
And so that kind of put the kibosh on.
Yeah. Wow.
on the dancing world. And so I kind of just stayed in Tampa. You know, I got jobs and just kind of stayed around this area.
It's sort of that city where you can do that. You know? Like I didn't come down to dance. I came down to party. But Yeah, no, because I was really considering moving back up north, and then
Mm-hmm.
I had an encounter with God, and so I stayed.
Yeah.
But Tampa's a great city. Man. I love
Tampa's a
Tampa.
fantastic
Yeah,
city.
I love
it's
Tampa.
it's getting crowded though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo,
It's
Man,
can we
it's
talk just about just I-4 alone?
oh, bro.
If you're not from Tampa, you've received a blessing from God. If you
I don't know,
don't
man.
live in Tampa.
Yeah.
Because man, that traffic.
Honestly,
man.
though, compared to Philly, bro, it ain't that bad.
Really?
It
Think
ain't
so?
that bad, man. Philly, like, you could be, if you don't hit, so, like, all right, if you're going southbound from, like, the airport past Center City, and they're doing construction. They're doing construction for years. Anyway, you're in traffic for probably 2 hours. Bumper. That's the worst, man. Once you get past like Center City towards like Betsy Ross Bridge, you'll be good, and then you'll hit more traffic in like northeast. Yeah, but
Yeah. Well, I guess in that case, yeah, Philly it will be a little bit worse. There's always construction going on around here too.
But yeah, sometimes Tampa's just like, yo, why?
Yeah. They're redoing this ramp that leads from 275 to I-4, and for the life of me, I can't figure out why. Because it was fine the first time. You know that ramp right if you're on 275 right before you get off,
I should know this because I drive I-4 all the time.
right before you get off to go down. I think what's the road that leads right to the church? But right after that exit is the exit that connects from 275 to I-4, and they're doing construction right at that ramp. And for the life of me, I don't know why. It was fine. It was fine. If it's not broken,
I was just about to say that. Don't fix it.
if it's not broken, don't fix it. I don't understand. But anyway,
They probably just needed money somewhere.
yeah,
Bunch
absolutely.
of crooks.
Bunch of construction.
Yeah, my uncle's he's the construction guy over there.
You got everything you need over there. But no, so I'm here, man. I'm here in Tampa. Started going to church here in Tampa, and God got a hold of me. God definitely got a hold of me. I used to work an overnight job at this warehouse, and one night I have my headphones and I'm working, and for one reason or another, I just think of playing a sermon out of the blue. At this point I haven't been in church in a very long time. Like, I left my house, I went to college, and I ran from home and ran from God, and the classic rebellion
Yeah,
story.
you wanted to see the world.
Wanted to see the world.
Yeah, you wanted to see the world.
And one day I'm just at work and a thought pops in my head, just play a sermon. And I played a sermon while I'm working, and I ended up just like binge listening to just a bunch of sermons for months on end.
Wow.
And and slowly, that was God leading me back to Him.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And one night I'm at work, minding my business, and I hear so clear. You know how like when God speaks, it is so clear.
Yeah.
Like you have no doubt that it's Him.
Oh yeah.
Like there's who else could it be?
Yep.
And I so clearly remember Him saying, "Wake up. You've been asleep for a very long time, and you need to wake up." And it's like whose voice that is.
You're like, oh,
You
better
know.
wake up.
You better wake up. It's like that verse that says, "My sheep will know my voice."
Yeah.
And there's another verse that says, "The day you hear my voice, harden not your heart." And so I know that it was Him, and I turned my life over to Him and got into church, got into grace, and I've been there ever since. And I met my wife there, and God has just blessed me. God has absolutely blessed me.
You came in from a street sign that no one brought.
Oh my
I
God.
love this story.
All right. The street sign story. So I used to live near the Ybor campus, and I used to work this overnight job, and I'm driving to work every night as usual. And one night, I don't even know if I was praying, asking God to help me find a job. I don't even know. But I saw this yard sign that was stuck into the ground, and it said Grace Family Church. And now that I'm there, now I know that someone left the sign out by accident. So, so whoever wasn't doing their job right, thank
Was it
you.
Pastor T? No.
It was probably Pastor T. It was probably.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
He is who called my wife into the church.
Really?
We were so COVID happened, and the church we were going to, it was a bunch of older people, and people didn't know what COVID and all that was about, so they closed down the kids ministry. They thought the kids were getting all the old people, and they were killing them, whatever people thought at that time. YouTube, don't strike me.
Please.
Anyway, that was then. This is now. We all know now. Anyway, so Caitlin was taking a walk around the block with the kids just to get them out of the house. And T, I think he was outside with Pastor Dwayne too. I don't know. I wasn't there. He was like, "Hey, come on in," but she's like all sweaty and she's like, "Nah." So she went like the next week, but me, I'm like, "No, I don't want to go." Our other church. And yeah, she made me go the next week after that, and it was a great time, man.
Yeah, I remember when I saw the sign and I went online, because if ever you go to the Ybor campus, which is where we both attend, when you go to the Ybor campus, there's actually no sign that says Grace Family Church.
No, it's just
It says the Dream Center.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know that it's a church unless you go inside of it.
I hear it all the time,
Bro.
all the time. Like when I would work there, people would knock on the door and be like, "So what's the Dream Center all about?" And like, "Oh yeah, we're actually associated with Grace Family Church too." And like, "This is a church." People get excited.
People get excited. Yeah, I went online and I saw that they had like a multi-campus site, and then I saw there was one in Ybor, and I was like, "Oh, I can actually walk here from my house." Like, I'm like, how amazing is that? That like, there's the one sign
God was
that I
saying no
saw.
excuses. He was saying no excuses.
God was like, I'm gonna take every excuse, and I want you to walk into this church. And I walked into the church, and I sat in the back, and I once again very clearly I heard God say, "You sit here, and you plant yourself here, and you don't move until I tell you to."
Wow.
And again, it was as clear as day. You know it's God.
Wow.
And that was my first time going to that church. And I thought it was, I even thought it was weird. Because the screen comes down and then it's a satellite preacher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's new. I've never.
That's not church.
Because I always came from,
Yeah.
the pastor being right there in the pulpit.
Yep.
But I'm like, what? What is this? This is very.
So we had, when we first started going, we had Pastor Dwayne and Miss Indira come over. And I was like, "So what's the deal with the drop down screen? You ever do live teaching and da-da-da-da-da?" He's like, "Well, no, we do that. So everything is in lock and step. And then the campus pastors have time to serve the community rather than having to worry about it." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." I'll shut up.
Pastor Dwayne has a way with words. He knows how to like very gently shut you up, and he knows when to do it gently and when to not do it gently.
That's why, like, I'll go to him with like big stuff and be like, "Yo, bro, like, that's my guy."
Yeah.
Me and him have a story, and we're gonna come out with it one day. I mentioned it at the courageous thing. I put him on blast. I put him on blast. He was not expecting that.
What was this?
Nah, it's nothing.
Is it?
This, yeah.
You gotta wait.
They kind of way, yeah. I think we talked about it on GLH. We might have. I don't think so. No, we talked about it at a staff meeting. We had everyone cracking up. That's my guy, though.
Yeah.
When you have like such a real experience with somebody, you can say anything to each other from that point on. It's like that. Like, that's my guy. I can say whatever I want. Well, respectfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but and I think it's because that's what he gives you.
Yeah. Real talk.
He gives you complete, authentic
Yeah.
Dwayne Cardenas. And that's because he wanted you to be completely authentic with him.
Yeah. No, that wasn't really the gist of it. But we could go with it.
At least with every conversation that I've had, I know that I
You know
have
what
been
though?
able.
Like, yeah, especially when you're ministering to people. If you're like, to me, if you're gonna BS me all day, especially when I'm trying to help you, I used to be the BSer, bro. I can sift past it. That's one big thing I'm working on, especially with like if we do the things that we plan on doing. I'll tell you off camera. We're gonna need that kind of thick skin, especially in like the area Ebor's in. There's a lot of people taking advantage of people there, you know. So he needs that guy.
Yeah, you have to have thick skin. You have to, but they're all God's people.
Yeah,
You know,
thick skin, but open heart.
but open heart. I like that.
Ooh,
I like that.
there's your post.
Write that down.
Thick skin,
Write that
open
down.
heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some like effects on that one, bro. I got like Super Saiyan on it, bro.
You gotta have thick skin and have an open heart.
So God tells you to sit down and don't move.
He said, "Plant yourself and don't move until I tell
He said, plant yourself
you." Plant yourself.
by the rivers of water.
Come on.
Yo,
And you know what's funny that you bring up rivers of water? I've heard so many people, a lot of the leaders like Pastor Ralph and Pastor Craig and Pastor Dwayne, describe the Ybor campus as an oasis around a desert.
wow.
Because if you come to our campus, we have no official parking space. You got to go across the street
Yeah.
and park in the gravel parking lot if
Yeah.
you want to come to this church. Like there's no, but it's absolutely once you get inside of it, everyone very quickly says, "I feel the love here."
It's such a different place than anywhere I've ever been before.
Yeah.
Seriously, it like when we were little, we kind of went to church, kind of sorta, and like it was, I don't know, maybe I was just too young to like know, but based off stories from my mom, like places were unwelcoming because it would just be her with 3 kids, and she was real young. I mean, she was by the time she had us 3, she was 23 years old, 23, 24, and my dad definitely wasn't going to church with her. So there was like a lot of stigma around her, and like she always felt judged. And then when I started going back to church, I felt like I got some judge. I think I was a lot in me because I was still fighting the flesh. This was back in Jersey. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this church thing out because nothing else is working for me. Let's see. And I had some little bit of church hurt there, but I think it was a lot of me. Then when I got married to Caitlin, because she used to go to church every Sunday, but never made me go. And then we got married. She's like, "You're going to church." So I was like, "Okay."
What was it? The church hurt that made you stop going, or was it?
It was so yeah. It was more so me. Like, yeah, maybe this stuff isn't for me. You know, like screw this place. They're all the same. You know. That's why I'm like real careful, especially around like first timers and stuff like that, to like be as loving as I can because I've been there. Like especially people who are like I smoked weed pretty much every single day from like 15, 16 to 26, 27. And when I started going to church, when I tried, I quit smoking weed for like a week or 2. So your brain's still trying to like fix itself and everything. So I went and it was just a bad time. And the sermon was good. It was about David and Goliath, I think. Yeah. But anyway, I just got in my own head and I had a lot of pride and I haven't really like surrendered to God yet. And I thought I hit my low, but it didn't. I didn't hit my low until Tampa. So I moved down here. And dude, then I met Caitlin. She got me back into church. And the church we were going to was pretty cool. It was like it was a hipster church, you know, all the cool kids went there and but then because if I'm in something, like if I'm into it, I'm in 110%. I was all about this Jesus thing. Like Caitlin brought me to Christ, and
Hey, go Caitlin.
dude, yeah. I
Go
said because
Caitlin.
I was smoking, and I was smoking out of a bowl, and I come back inside, and I just started breaking down to her. I'm like, hey, like, how do I have Jesus? How do I have that? Like, how do I be at peace? And I don't want to live this life anymore. I don't want to be an addict and bring this around my kids, because that's what I grew up with. And I definitely didn't want that for them. And before we got married, dude, she led me to Christ. And then I started watching like false stuff on like false churches and end times churches, because I got real into like eschatology and all that. And this church we were going to was not teaching like biblically sound stuff. Like they were saying there's no such thing as hell. Yes, they said that the second coming happened already. And it's like, well, if the
Well, then what are we doing here?
yeah. What are we doing here? Are we screwed? Like, so I was like, okay, baby, we got to get out of here. So I heard like this really like,
How did you know that that was false doctrine?
well, reading my word, and I was watching this guy on YouTube. He's called Watchman, the Watchman. Yo, that guy's awesome, and he does like news, but in a biblical perspective. So I was watching a lot of him, and I was like, just the people were nice and everything, but also like too, like we would have, it wasn't even Bible studies. It would be like a group. It'd be like our groups, right? But, oops, sorry. It'd be like our group, right? But we're reading a book on like meditation and mindfulness. I think it was.
So you wasn't reading you. It wasn't the Bible. It was just another book.
It was just another book. Yeah, and we were studying a lot of like meditation and mindfulness and stuff, and it was like kind of satanic, bro, because that's what that welcomes in is self, not. Anyway, Caitlin did like a whole research paper on on like the author and everything and like what they do, and because we were going to go to the pastor about it, but then the pastor, he did a sermon literally that week and said, yeah, we had some people come up and it turned in he said his theology changed a couple years ago and he's not going back and it's this now and da 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 da. And we're like, yeah, this isn't, that's not even, he's like, what's that term? When you say to somebody, agree to disagree. Or whatever, but it's like you can't agree to disagree about the Bible, buddy, and which is a shame too, because it's got a lot of good gospel music and stuff, and it was a really cool church. But like after these Bible studies, right, or meditation studies, they would have like kind of, I want to call it a tailgate, but they would just sit outside drinking beers and stuff. They're like, Frank, you want something? I'm like, no, I'm kind of recovering alcoholic. Like, oh no, good on that, buddy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and like they knew that, but they still offer you a beer, and it's like, no, I'm good, man. Because I'm pretty sure I said like small talk with like a couple members is like, yeah, I'm recovering alcoholic, and like, is there anything I can look into? Is there anything like the church offers for that? But anyway, so then I was listening to this guy on the radio, and he had a church in Town and Country area. So we started going there. It was nice. And then COVID happened, and then we found grace, man.
COVID shut everything down,
bro.
COVID shut everything.
But think about how much it opened up. Because you got all these people looking to answers to things. And all answers lead to, hopefully, God and Jesus. I wonder how many people were brought to Christ
during COVID.
Oh,
I'm sure thousands, if not millions.
Yeah. That's probably a statistic they won't share, but.
Because I would imagine for some people, they have to go through like a traumatic thing for them to say, okay, there has to be a higher power out there. There has to be. I need something more than.
When you hit your low, man, it's just something different, man.
Yeah.
Like I got a buddy right now. He hit his low. I don't know if he hit his low,
Mm-hmm.
but he hit his low within the last few months. He's starting to get back up there. James. Anyway, yeah.
We love you, James.
We love you, James. We want you down here, James. I keep trying to tell him, like, because he hates Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, just come on
come
down to
to Tampa.
Florida. He's
Come
like,
on down to Florida.
he don't-
What kind of weather does Jersey have to deal with?
it sucks. So like spring, like right now it's probably like 70, 75 degrees.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's summer.
Mm-hmm.
You get heat waves and stuff like that. Summers are like 80s, high 80s.
How cold does it get there?
It can get cold, bro.
Yeah.
Like you get the wind chill and everything, and especially in the city. If you're in the city, the wind like flies in between buildings and stuff. It's like, and it's all concrete. It's cold. It's frigid. You get your wind chills. But the worst part is like mid fall to early spring ish, late winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just overcast all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's depressing, bro. That's all. It's just depressing all the
So,
time.
James, listen. Here in Tampa, you have beaches.
Beaches,
You have a wonderful city life.
city life,
You have a wonderful church life.
church
We
life,
don't have overcast for months on end.
no overcast.
The most you have to deal with is the heat.
Yeah, the heat kind of
That's it.
it gets to you.
But
There's an air conditioner.
there's air conditioning in whatever building you go to. There's gonna be AC in your car. So we have safeguarded against the heat. Just come to Tampa, bro.
You know what's cool? Because I send him the sermons.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Pastor Craig.
Yeah.
He's all about Pastor Craig.
Yeah,
Yo,
Craig's
that's my
awesome.
guy. I was like, yeah, Pastor Craig. He's such a cool dude. Because I'm trying to get him like more related. Like church isn't like church.
Mhm.
It can be community. It can be real people.
Mm-hmm.
And our church like exemplifies that, bro. Because our executive pastors can come to our campus and have a conversation just like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're
Mhm.
relatable. They're cool people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always going with, oh, he's like, the other day, it was kind of more confirmation into something I'm going through off of camera.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, dude, they do need a GFC up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. Pastor Craig's saying is he wants to make Tampa Bay a hard place to go to hell. He's doing it, man. He's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Craig's awesome, man. I've been going to Grace for I don't even know how long now. At least, a good 5-6 years, I think.
Oh, snap.
I think so. And I've loved it. I've loved everything about Grace. I love the pastors. One of the pastors helped me get my wedding ring. Chris Bonham.
Oh, let's go.
Pastor Chris Bonham. Someone told me that if you want a good deal on an engagement ring, go talk to that guy. And I talked to him, and he put in a good word for whoever he knows. I don't know who he knows, but that's where I got my engagement ring
I
from.
was just talking about him, too.
Chris Bonham's awesome.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great, fantastic guy. But it just goes back to what you're saying about them being relatable.
Yeah.
Like, and he's an executive
Yeah. We're
pastor.
so, as much as I hate to say it, because, like, it doesn't feel like that at our campus, but we are a mega church.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
We're a mega church.
Absolutely.
Man. And
we just don't look like it, but we are.
But honestly, like, if you make relationships and get to know people, especially within like the other campuses, and no one is like Joel Osteen, like, oh yeah, you can't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have security around them.
No.
You can go right up to them like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, you
know?
can. Yeah,
But
you
that's
can.
that's what I love most about our church. Like, it doesn't feel like that, and especially with groups, how they started like groups and stuff. Which, yo, kudos to you, Coach.
What? Oh,
Is this your
yeah.
your first or second?
Last semester was my first semester as a coach, a group's coach.
Let's go.
Yeah.
man.
So I again, Grace is awesome, man. I started going to Courageous, just a regular guy, and I kept going, and I really got into it. And so, I believe it was who was over it, Pastor Dwayne, I think it was at that time. He asked me to be a table leader, and so now I'm leading the table. And now, as a coach, I'm coaching the leaders who are leading the tables.
So you went from a guy who was just sitting at the back of a auditorium,
The back,
the back,
the last row,
last row,
near the door.
near the door, ready to
Ready
jolt
to
out.
bolt.
You had your shoe ties,
Yes.
everything. You're ready to go. To coaching.
Now
Table
I'm coaching
leads.
table leaders on how to lead a table. Yeah. But it's because I obeyed God.
Yeah.
God said, plant yourself and don't move until I tell you.
Those waters rushed you, bro.
Bro. I remember when Pastor Will was there, and I think he's the one who got me into Courageous. And he was like, man, I would see you when church was over. You just ran out of there. And
Don't even, Pastor Will, bro. Don't even. I say this story all the time. Like, I didn't even lead anything yet. I didn't even go to groups yet. This would have been like, not technically my first group because the last church we had groups, but he's like, hey man, you look like you could lead a table. You look like you could co-lead. I'm like, no, bro, get out of here.
I don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah. He's
but
like,
the
come on,
answer is
man, you look
no.
like you can. But he was one of those pastors that saw something in somebody, or he just didn't have anybody and was like, let's get this guy in.
Grasping for
Hey,
straws.
come on, let's go.
Oh, man.
But he straight up, he saw something in me, man. And then, bro, you were my first leader.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you
I
were leading
remember
it.
when I finally got the courage to when I decided that I really wanted to be a member of the church, right? And Pastor Will was at the altar prayer line, and I went up to him and I said, "How do I become like a member of the church?" Because where I came from and what I'm used to is you have to like go through this thing to be a member of a church.
Yep.
And Pastor Will said, "No, all you gotta do is just keep coming.
You remember?
The only thing you gotta do is just keep coming, bro."
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, and
yeah.
that's all he said was just keep coming. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, we had like our church before this one. I forget what we had to. We had to do like a morning Bible study and prove that we were baptized. There's something else. There's like steps to become a member, and then you were a member.
And God help you if you left that church officially.
Yeah.
You had to go through this whole thing to officially leave. And Pastor Will was like, "No, just show up, bro.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta do. Is just show up."
I mean, like us, we have like a growth track at our church. Like you go through. It's not first steps anymore. What's it called? Discovering Grace.
Discovering Grace.
Yeah, so you go through Discovering Grace just to learn about the culture and everything. And
Didn't you teach foundations?
yeah,
How was that?
Foundations was cool, man.
Was it the foundations of grace or Christianity?
Christianity.
Okay.
So like, oh man, I should bust out the book. It was pretty cool though, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I would suggest that to not so much brand new Christians, but more like you got your feet wet. You know, you're coming to church. You're learning. Just like the foundations of like what's it called?
To be a Christian or just
No, like what we think like evolution and
okay.
and church lingo, like Protestantism, Catholicism, and all that stuff, and just stuff like that. It was pretty cool though,
That's
man.
beautiful, man.
Yeah, theology, like learning the theology.
How was it being the teacher there?
Oh, it was cool, man. So it wasn't really so much teaching because we had a video,
Okay.
which the video sucked the life out of that class a little bit.
Oh.
I would like I suggested, like, hey, can we just watch it at home
And then come in and talk about it.
Yeah, because people come there to talk about what they learned, but then when you play the video, and I'm not gonna do that video. It was really hard to get through.
Was it an old video? Like
No, it wasn't old. It was just
made from
boring to me.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
my ADD kicked in, and this guy had a ring tattoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, what if this guy has like sleeves? He looks like he could be like an old biker gang guy. Like that's just, my mind just wandered, you know. But I mean, it was cool.
There's this one video one of the groups I was in, and we watched this one video, and it looked like it was made from Windows 92. Like it I'm like, bro, what is going on here? It would be much better if like someone would just come up and just start talking.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what was cool about this class was we had Brother Richard,
Mm-hmm.
who is a Bible teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was on the fence of coming or not, and then Miss Perlette, bro,
Miss Perlette is
not Miss
dynamic.
Perlette. Oh,
She's so we're doing a Colossians study right now.
yeah.
And what's today? Saturday?
Yep.
Monday is our last week. So Colossians is 4 chapters, and we're on chapter 4. And last week she was the hostess of the night. And this week she's going to be the one teaching on Colossians 4, and I'm so excited.
I might go.
I'm so excited.
I might go.
Oh my God. She's teaching Colossians 4.
Everyone needs a Miss Perlette in her life.
Everyone needs Miss Perlette.
She sent me an email yesterday of a sermon
Mm-hmm.
that I definitely got to check out because if she's sending it, like you gotta look, dude. Like it's got some nuggets in there.
Miss Perlette is fantastic.
So
man.
we had those two, and then we had just like people who like Tom, for example,
Mm-hmm.
just people who want to know more about like our faith and what we believe in, so we can equip them to bring other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like apologetics.
Mm-hmm.
Education is the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Education and experience is the best way to bring people to Christ. So we would be talking and people would be asking questions, but it's not only me answering the questions. I don't really like, it wasn't teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It was facilitating.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, hey, yeah, how'd you feel about that? And then they would say like their question or their statement, and then I would have Brother Richard or Miss Perlette, and oh man, that was the best part.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
Yeah. You had a good team, bro.
Yeah,
You had a good team.
I know. Oh man, it was great.
You had a
It was
good team. That's fantastic.
Because that was the first time we ever had a class like that at Grace.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had one like it, but for our campus it was. So it was like totally new. So I was, when they asked me to do it, I was like, ooh, I don't know. 'Cause
What was
I
your
like-
initial reaction?
like, well, me, I was like, whatever you need me to do, because I'm that guy, like, God, use me, sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But I really loved freedom, man.
Mm.
But then I knew, like, I was sort of taking, like, the mindset of Mark. He can't do freedom forever, and how is someone else going to grow in that
In that
capacity?
realm.
Like,
yeah.
Zach, I hear, killed it.
Yeah.
You know, Zach killed it. And friend of the show, Zach, we know you watching, bro.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Mr. Z.
Mr. Z. But yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pray about it. You know, I end up doing it. I don't know if I'm gonna, because there's things behind the scenes that are going on right now. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was getting past the videos, man. It was boring.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the videos are the hit and miss.
Yeah.
For the Colossians one, they had videos prepared, but Pastor Sam kind of made a decision to have live speaking.
Oh, you didn't do the videos.
No, we did not do that.
Oh.
Nah, don't tell nobody that now. But we did not watch the videos.
Oh, okay.
We had our own. So I actually did week 1. I did Colossians 1.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jeanette did Colossians 2, and then Pastor Dwayne did 3, and now Miss Paulette is going to do 4.
Cool. Yeah, I know, because I know he did week 3 on the video. Caitlin and I are doing it at home. Because you can do it on Right Now Media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the
Fantastic
book.
app.
Yeah, man. That's actually like, guys, you got to do Bible study with your wife.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. So I would wake up at 3:30 every morning, and I still do it now. And I would have my personal devotion time with God. And I would struggle with trying to find time to do it with my wife, like throughout the day. Because, it's important to have your time with God. It's important that you and your wife have their time with God.
Yeah.
And whenever we would have our devotional, it would kind of be just here and there. It wasn't really consistent. So now I wake her up with me, and we both go into the office at 3:30 in the morning, and we both study together. And we crack open the Bible, and we're working on this book right now called, I believe, The Fundamentals of Marriage, the 8 Essentials of a Marriage. And we just began it yesterday. And it's produced some really, really authentic conversation. So yeah, I drag her with me now. I wake her up.
Yeah.
And we've been the most consistent with that.
She's good because, like, she's so well versed in her Bible.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be like, oh, yeah, this, and have so much written down where I'm like, the cat was blue sort of deal. She uses big words. So it's nice getting a really good, because she's very theologically sound. And it's
That's
nice hearing what she's got to say about things because, man, I wouldn't be where I am today if she wasn't so.
Did she grow up in a Christian household?
Yeah, she grew up Christian household.
wonderful.
I think she was Baptist growing up. She went to a Baptist school growing up. She lost her way a little bit, had fun in the world after college.
That's a whole nother
college.
episode. I got to come back and talk about the fun that I had in the world. That's a whole nother episode.
Hey man, I talk about it all the time, dude. Like
But I'm very glad God told me to wake up.
yeah, he's telling a lot of people to wake up,
He's telling a lot of people
but no one's listening.
to wake up.
No one's listening.
The day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. And a lot of folks, their hearts get hard.
Hold on. Say that again.
The whole thing.
Oh yeah.
The day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. And the difficult part is a lot of hearts do get hard when they hear God's voice.
I have to turn that up so people can listen and hear it. For real. You have an amazing story, man. We definitely got to get you back on, or if you want to, whenever you want to talk about it,
Yeah,
man, we're here. But yeah, so like doing Bible study with your wife.
It's so rich. It's so good.
But yeah, that's sort of her. She had her fun, and then God was like, "You better loosen up. It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, girl."
Straight up and fly right.
Yeah.
That is an old saying. You better straighten up and fly right. I don't know
Man.
who came up with that. I don't know where it even came from.
I don't know.
But
We're next time you're here, we're gonna have all the sayings on the. It's funny when you said the quote you had for T. I was thinking of this picture I have of him. We did a little photo shoot for Educational Highway, and it's just him like this. And I just saw that picture with that quote. He should really. If anyone should write a book, it's him.
yeah.
His story is amazing too, man. Like, and that's the thing too. Everyone thinks that to be Christian, you got to be perfect. That you are always perfect, and da 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 da. Like, think about all the people that come into the church, and they don't know our story.
If you just read the Bible and you look at all 12 of the disciples that Christ had around him, not one of them was a member of anybody's church.
Oh no, they were all scumbags.
They were scumbags. Matthew was a tax collector.
Yep.
And in Bible days, that was worse than a sinner.
That was
They-
traitor.
Yeah,
was
he was
traitor
a
status.
traitor.
Yeah.
And Jesus says, you, come here. He went to the fisherman, you, come here. He didn't go in anybody's church.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed everyone, all the outsiders, all the misfits, all the hard to work with. And he said, you, come here.
That's how I feel, man. For real. I was waking up on people's porches, man.
Come on.
Like, bro, it was bad.
Come on.
It was bad.
I got a story about that too, man.
You waking on people's porches too?
I almost did. I almost did. I was almost homeless, bro.
Yeah, same, dude.
almost
I
homeless.
like, oh wow, that's so funny, man. I was just thinking about that before you came here.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that, like, if it, like me, I moved in with Caitlin. I was like month to month on my lease,
Mm-hmm.
and like I had a good job and everything, but there were times where like they almost fired me because I would come to work hungover and
Mhm.
drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there were times. The one time, I thought it was off the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I just had no concept of time whatsoever,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they almost fired me there too, man. They showed me a lot of grace. I'm like thinking of like, wow, God, you really looked out for me,
God be out here
yo, for
just
real,
flinging grace around,
for real,
and we don't even know it.
bro. Even like, I always so that's where like, I always say this.
Mm-hmm.
God was always looking out for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Always looking out.
Mm-hmm.
There were, so I said it in the last episode we recorded, I had a friend die, and I don't know, I might have told you. I had a friend OD, and I just started thinking like every situation I was in that was like really bad,
Mm-hmm.
and God was just like, no, we're gonna move you over here. My mom was she's really big into her faith, man. Like she was on her knees. Think of like Miss Perlette, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was my mom. Like she would go to prisons and sing gospel music and stuff like that,
That's beautiful.
bro. And she always planted seeds
Mm-hmm.
into us, and I guess it took in me, man. And I don't want to say I was saved.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I trusted Jesus back then.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Spirit keeps revealing to me every now and then, like that I was, and that I was always His.
Mhm.
Oh,
And turn all the way off.
yeah, man. That we were always His. Guys, we need donations up in here, man.
Listen,
We need a better camera, please.
The link
help
is in
us.
the description.
Oh Lord.
We beg of you.
Oh Lord. Anyway,
Please click.
guys, you see me over here. I got to turn the camera back on every 5 seconds.
It's because it's real over here.
Ah,
it's real in these
hey,
podcasting.
They
streets.
took away my mic stands, everything.
Oh man.
But anyway, like I always, Holy Spirit keeps revealing to me, like you were always mine, you knucklehead, and I always kept you out of bro. There were situations where like I could have been killed, bro. I almost got jumped in Philly a bunch of times, Almost got into fights with people, almost got shot, like, bro. Almost OD'd a lot, and man, dude, God just brought me back every single time. I have friends that I would hang out with that just all of a sudden, like, God did something. He pulled me away. Guaranteed, if I would have stayed in Jersey, I probably would have been homeless and I probably would have been dead. No lie, dude.
Yeah.
Probably would have been homeless, probably would have been dead. And he, like, I didn't come down with the intention of getting saved and getting clean and all that. Well, I came down to party, man. I was chasing a girl. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, no. I literally hit rock bottom and then met Caitlin, came back up, man. And now look, bro, we're international, bro.
Y'all just celebrated anniversary.
Yesterday.
Come on. How
5
many
years,
years now?
man.
5
years.
years.
Bro, and you know what, too? It's been 5 years clean and sober.
Come on.
Minus like drinking every now and then. I asked God to like take the taste out of my mouth because it was bad, dude. So I have a beer every now and then, but dude, 5 years clean and sober,
5 years sober, 5 years married.
right?
Come on.
That's the life.
Come on.
6 years and
Give
4,
it up for Frankie.
bro. Like, oh man, it's when you really want to get better, and you go to Him 1st. God's got you.
You know, I can definitely tell that his hand has been in my life. The way I explain it is, I feel like God, even when I ran off and I acted a complete nutball, I explain it almost as if God had His hand underneath me the whole time. Like, I know you being Deborah. but
Yeah.
Let me.
Wow.
You're still in my hand. And sometimes I do think, have I always been His? Because I grew up in church, and I remember when I was young. Oh man, when I was young, we had this thing called Youth Shut-In, where you would spend the night in church Friday night, and you would go home Saturday, and you would spend the whole night in church. And you would turn the chairs into beds, and you would sleep on the chairs. Like, this was real back in the
shut
day.
in, bro.
We were shut in. And I remember I was at the altar praying. I don't know how old I was, but I remember crying and like snot nose crying. And I don't even remember what I was praying to God, but I remember I was very, very emotional. And I really think, just like from that moment, I've always been His.
Wow.
Even when I was not living like it, I'm always His, you know? And it really goes to the verse that says you have to confess and believe. And if you can do those two things, He will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
I've made some very stupid decisions in my life, but I've always known that He was real. Even in my lowest, you could not convince me that God ain't real.
See, that was me. Like, I knew I believed in Him, but I like hated Him. I was satanic, bro. I loved evil. I loved all things dark. I was telling people like, "Hail Satan," as like a joke, but not realizing what I'm saying. And dude, like, one day he was like, "Okay,
Bet.
God will not be mocked. God will not be mocked, man." And I learned that the hard way. But through me mocking Him, He still was like, "You're still my baby.
Yeah.
I still love you."
Yeah.
And that's just crazy too. Like, you see people who are in like witchcraft and Satanism come to Christ, and you're like, wow, that person really.
Yeah.
If half of my friends knew my walk now, they'd be like, what? What? Him? This guy? He's pillaging up in Jersey. He's a pirate, yo.
And are you talking about Jesus? What
Yeah.
happened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also cool because that leads into maybe I can turn around like he did, you know? And that's sort of what's driving the fire of certain things behind the camera. Dude, because we all got a story, and our testimony is RV, bro. Papa RV. Our testimony is everything. I want to get him on the show so bad.
Yeah.
But I think I was like, Pops, you want to do a podcast?
What-
He's like, it's going to interfere with fishing, man. He's retired. I don't think he knows. I got to show him. I got to show him like what this is about. I'm sure he would love it, dude.
I think he would have
I think
fun.
he would love it.
Oh my God. If you had RV on here, he would have a ball.
Yeah.
You would have so much content.
For real.
You would have so much
Yeah,
content.
I would
'cause
say-
that brother is,
Oh.
he knows his Bible.
Guys, RV
And he's
Brown
unashamed.
.org.
He's unashamed.
Yeah. He has been a chaplain for every NFL team.
I did not know this.
Isn't that cool?
Every single one.
Every single NFL team
I didn't know this.
he's been a chaplain for.
I know there was one time someone told me a story of R.V. Brown went into a restaurant, and before he ate, he made the entire restaurant pray. Everybody had to bow their heads while he prayed for the food.
I love Papa. I love
Like
Papa.
he's unashamed, man.
That's like who I want to be, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
He is the epitome of who I want to be in my walk for Christ. When I see men like him, I see like what we're doing, being bold in our faith. Bro, you gotta spend some more time with Pops, and you'll be starting that podcast as soon as you come home.
I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. I am.
I can't wait to help you out, man.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not even like about me, you. It's about you got a word, you got to say the word, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real.
And that's really the reason behind it is that I just want to get it out. Like it really is like fire.
You will, man.
You know, shut up in my bones,
Bro, I'm telling you, if that's how you feel, when you start doing it, people's lives are gonna change. When God's behind it, bro. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see like your emails and all that. Man. Oh my goodness, dude, it's gonna be.
Oh
lit.
man, it's exciting.
It's gonna be lit.
It's exciting. I'm having a blast. Thank you for
told you,
inviting
man.
me, bro.
I told you, bro. It's like
Thank you for inviting me.
like don't worry about. We love you, but the cameras, like it's intimidating with the cameras and the mics and stuff. But honestly, ever since T mentioned the no mic stand thing, I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the mic stands and it making noises because we got Bobo mic stands.
From off the street somewhere.
Yeah, man. The
Bro.
Amazon special, like $2
Oh my
mic
God.
stands.
Amazon specials.
Yeah.
That's a whole other episode.
Bro, thank you. Thank
You're
you for being
welcome,
on, man. Thank you for doing
Yeah,
What's the
man.
Bishops? What's the word, Bishops? We're going to have you on more. Guys, we are a 501c3 nonprofit ministry. So if you feel led to sow seeds into what we're doing, there's a lot behind the scenes we're planning on doing. We're going to do an announcement video once we start to get things in motion to what we are going to do. We need help with equipment. We need help with, among other things. Check out the website and our needs, hftproductions.com. Like, share, subscribe. And guys, if you can't do anything monetarily, which is totally fine, pray.
Yeah.
Pray, 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 pray. Like, if
then
you can
pray
just
again.
pray for us. That is really all we want is prayer. Prayer for guidance, pray for just clarity for this channel, clarity for me, my wife, the people around us,
Yeah.
and Leary.
Yeah.
Pray
Yes,
for
pray for
Leary
me.
to get his show going. man.
Lord, pray for me that I stop punking out and I do this thing. Just
No. It's on. We got it recorded now. Yeah, it's on. bro.
yeah.
It's on.
Yeah, I've already set the title and everything. Now I gotta do it. Because now someone else gonna take it now. So now I have to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. So I can wait until you start doing it, and then we'll post it.
Hey.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey. What's your what's your channel name? You already have it.
The
set
name
up.
of my channel is Explore the Meaning.
Okay.
And it's
On Spotify.
on Spotify.
Okay.
That's on Spotify, yes, sir.
Link in the description
Yes, sir.
below.
Explore the Meaning Podcast at gmail.com.
Bucka, Let's go.
Thanks, man.
Let's go.
Thanks, bro.
I'm pumped up now, man. Yo, I'm gonna be like, yo, we'll record your first episode right now.
Right now, let's get to it.
Right now, yeah, we're here.
Right now.
The kids won't be. They're going to night church. We're set.
They going to night church?
Yeah, they're going to. So my in-laws live up the street from Lutz campus. So they go on Saturday night.
Oh,
Jameson,
yes.
Bro, Jameson, my son, the
Yeah.
evangelist, bro.
Really?
So my in-laws, they haven't been going to church for a while, ever since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But Jameson, he's like, yo, let's go to. I don't know what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but we just heard that they started going to Grace over by them, and we're like, on Saturday nights, we're like, okay, let's go. Jameson, my guy.
Come on, Jameson.
Bro, he's an evangelist.
Yeah.
He was so mad that we sent him to Christian school this year and not public
Mm-hmm.
because he loves telling people about Jesus.
He wants to go into the world and preach the gospel.
Oh, yeah. That's him all day.
Yeah.
All day. Tom was like, yeah, well, dude, just because people go to Christian school doesn't mean they saved. You can still tell them about Christ.
Someone. There's always someone somewhere.
Yep.
And you're always in whatever place you're in for a reason. So Jameson is in that school for a reason.
That's my guy.
There's some, whether it be a kid or a principal,
Mm-hmm.
there's someone who God has assigned Jameson to.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's my guy.
That's exciting.
He's going to be hosting this thing one day,
Come on.
God willing.
Come on.
He'll be too busy, man. He says he wants to go to China, too.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, bro. Because he asks me all the time. He's like, will I die if I go to China? I'm like, no, probably not. You get thrown in a prison camp, but yeah. What happened to Paul? And all
What
the
happened
other
to Paul?
apostles, right?
Bro, Paul was in jail still writing letters. Still
Upside
writing
down and
letters.
stuff, Yep.
What was it? Ephesians, Colossians, Philemon, and one other. I can't think of it, but he wrote four of those letters while he was in jail. Didn't nothing stop Paul.
Come on, people. And we're sitting on our couch.
Didn't nothing stop Paul.
And we're sitting on our couch.
In comfortable AC.
Yeah. I keep that thing bumping.
Bro, come to my house. My place, we keep our air between 67
Oh,
and 69.
yes. I'm not allowed to keep it that low. Caitlin's a nice cue, bro.
You can spend the night, bro.
Bro, my blood is still like it's thinned out a little bit since
Yeah.
I moved down here.
Yeah.
But when I first moved down here, I was like, dude, oh no, I can't do life. This can't be life. It's so hot.
Bro,
in here
it's
all the
it
time."
does get quite hot. It's summertime now. It gets quite hot. But if you go
I got
inside
used
of
to
my
it
house,
though, bro. I got used to it.
the AC will, you'd be like, oh, there is a God.
Lowest I can keep it 72.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, hey. So guys, like, share, subscribe,
Yes, please.
hit the bell, notifications on. When we do put stuff out, you will be alerted. And again, hey, thank you so much for everything. Thank you, Larry, for coming
Yes.
by.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait to have you on again.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
You will see me again.
keep looking up, y'all. God bless.
God bless.